So good morning and welcome back to another episode of Naomi's Scrappy DIY Retreat. Place where you can we're making crafts and sharing little tips and hopefully making some videos later about some how-tos. This is going to be a video today on a pumpkin, like little floral decoration. So I've already had started part of this project earlier. Had made two other pumpkin bouquets, and so I wanted to show you kind of how I did this. I have two more that I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you one right now because really you can do it however you want to do it. There's different methods you can use to cover this. So this is the Dollar Tree pumpkin, and all I did was I cut out the inside, cut out the top where the stem is, and it's hollow. As you can see, it's hollow, so it's really easy to cut out. I just used my Dollar Tree little knife blade, and that's just it. That's all I used to cut it out, and I actually used a little screwdriver just to pop out the edge, because while it comes out easy, it's hard to get something in there. So you could use like a butter knife or whatever you have available that's going to be skinny enough to get down there, just to give it a little oomph to get it out. And then all I did was I covered it with the Waverly antique chalk, and I did this because I wanted to just be able to cover it. You could spray it, you could leave it orange, you could do whatever you wanted to. I had some leftover ribbon, and this was also Dollar Tree, and so I cut five. I think most of the time I use six, but this is all I had left, because all I had left at the end was this little piece. And we'll end up using this kind of like as a sort of little bow at the end for this. So this is, I'm just going to show you real quick how. So when it's on, so what you do want to watch is if you have words going in one direction, that's really probably not something you're going to want to use, only because when you bring it around, your words are then going to be upside down on the other side. So that's up to you if you like it that way. I mean, if you do it in reverse, you'd have words upside down on this side, then words upside down. So that's totally up to you. The thing is with this technique, you kind of lose some of the words anyhow. So all I did was I just tucked it in to make sure it was going to fit, tucked it on both sides, and then you just go around. So the big thing with ribbon that has the wire in it is that it will poof out. So you will have like a little spot that sticks out. So what I try to do is get it on a place that has a hump, and then bring it together and pinch it. That way it becomes nice and flat. Now you're only going to be able to do this partially, but the way you can do it the best, just so that you don't have a lot of excess around the corner. So, and then the next thing you do, I think my glue gun is ready. Let's find out. Yep. And please be very careful. When I did this the other day, I seriously burned my fingers really bad. So you can use something to hold it down with. Now I do want to caution you, and I think I just did it here, to make sure that you have enough to go over. So I was okay. Because you don't want to pull it and then pull too much on the inside, and then you're going to be stuck with not enough on the other side. So you just pull it tight, make sure it's nice and snug as best as possible. And again, it looks super cute in the end, and then that's what you want to do for the other side. So once you get that, put your little glue right on the edge, and I think I'm getting ready to run out of glue. I am. So, and then again, just push it down. Be very careful because it's stinking hot. I have a wooden, I use the wooden popsicle sticks to press things down with. You could use something that's metal, you could use something that's plastic, whatever you have available. This is what I have available, so that's what I'm using. I have used my scissors before, but then you gotta clean all the gunk off the tip of your scissors. It does clean off easy, but it's not an extra step I wanted to do today. So I now have my last glue stick. So let's see if I can finish this project. Sorry for the extra noise. So So all I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the process because I'm going to just do that with all of them, taking it again, making sure you have the correct side, and then just making sure it's going to fit. And you want to make sure that you're covering this up. You don't need to cover it up a lot. And again, I usually use 6, I think, but I didn't have enough. So I'm going to have to be very sparse with how it goes on there. And I just want to make sure it's all going to fit. So I think it is. Yeah. All right, so what you want to do first is you definitely want to pinch it first and make sure that it's going to fit on there well, nice and snug, before you start gluing. Okay, so now that it's finished, I guess I typically only use 5. But as you can see with the, because it's got the wire, it tends to pucker out a little bit. So, and because some of these I started off a little closer together, I just want to add a little bit of glue just to make sure that it's not going to pop out when you pick it up. So just go along, add a little touch of glue, just to you know, just to ensure it's going to be fine. So I'm going to do that, speed it up while I go around the whole thing, and then come back to you when I'm done. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm also kind of pinching it. For some reason this wire just really sticks out. The other one I did was a lot smoother. I didn't have to glue it down. I only pinched it in one place, but this one is just, I don't know. It's reacting differently. So you just have to adjust it to however you want it to look. I'm good now with how it looks. You've got some crinkle here, which is good. It kind of gives texture to the pumpkin. And then you just, you have a couple little, you know, and you could glue that down if you wanted to. I didn't, you know, it's hard wire, so I'm not worried about it. All of that in there seems to be secure. What you might not be able to see, there it is. I did take some Dollar Tree foam. I have decided I really don't like, can you see how textured that is? I really don't like this textured foam. I prefer the other foam instead, but that is what I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. And I just cut a little piece, hot glued it on the bottom and then shoved it inside, and unfortunately when I did so, it's not centered. But the other thing that I'm doing with this is that I'm adding stone in the bottom. I'm just using some of the Dollar Tree regular stone for that. So I am just, again, just using the Dollar Tree stone, probably just a handful. I just put enough in there. It's just to weight it down a little bit, because depending on the height of your, you know, of your bouquet and what you decide to use, then that will, you know, that's just what you're going to have. And you just want it to be secure. The styrofoam pumpkins, I'm going to show you one. It's just very loose, so it's just more wobbly. So you just want something that's going to stand up a little bit better. Unfortunately, unlike my glue gun. So then I just had a Dollar Tree maple bouquet that has the little, like a little gourd in it, some berries. And these are just some miscellaneous pieces that I cut off of a couple other crafts. So some other maple leaves, these cute little sunflowers, I love these. And then a bigger sunflower, and then these smaller, I guess they're kind of like daisies. So we're just gonna play around with those until we get the desired look that we want. So I don't think I want this full, I'm trying to figure out what to say here. I don't think I want the height is what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think I'll probably end up having to cut them off. I know some people have an aversion to cutting them off, but I really like the fullness of that, but that's too far down. If you can see that, that's just way too far down. So, and because I do have the styrofoam in the bottom, I can't just, you know, bend it and then stick it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off, and I'm just using, it came with a little toolkit I have, and they're just little clippers. I think I have wire cutters, but honestly, I haven't looked. I just haven't looked. So that's my fault for not looking. But these work well. I don't use these for anything else, so it's not like I'm ruining them. And again, I don't know if that's what this is for. If you've seen this before and you know what it's for, I would love to hear what they're actually for. But this is what I've been using them for. I think they may be like a tin snip of some sort for something, but I don't know. So I've pretty much cut these all at one length, and I'm just gonna start in the middle and just start playing with it. So I will probably fast forward this since my flowers seem to be stuck on each other. And then once I get something going, once it has a better look to it, I will bring you guys back in. Some of these I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue in here just so that they're not moving around so easily. Okay, so I think this is kind of what it's going to look like for now. That's kind of what it looks like all the way around. I can hear the rocks in there moving because I have this sideways. I'll take a picture at the end so that you see. This is kind of, you just fluff them out to however you like the look of it. And then you just, like I said, I have these this one little piece that's left over. And so I think I want to just add them right here. I don't think I need to add them on this side. I think I want this to be my main focus point. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. So actually, I don't think I even want to cut that. I'm going to go ahead and fold it over so that I have all the pieces together, and then just cut a little bit of an angle. That way I have a dovetail at the bottom, and I actually have two. So I kind of like it like that, and I just took off all of this. So sometimes what you have to do is you have to glue these in place because they will pop off on you, and I have noticed it on a couple other projects that I've done. So when that happens, just glue the tip of it. Sorry, I'm probably holding it up way too high. And then shove that back in there. Sometimes I will glue the stem before placing it in. The difficulty with that is that if I change it, then I'm kind of stuck. And it will rip the whole flower apart, or it might destroy the styrofoam. So you just kind of have to play with it to how you want it to be. And I think if I put it in there like that, I think I'm gonna love that. So this is kind of be my bow. So I'm just gonna redo how this goes in there. And then that way this is the bow, this is, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. Can I say that? I know it's kind of silly. Now I just have to get it looking right before I stick it back in there, making sure it's all glued correctly. And so what you can definitely do, and I think I might do, sorry I keep bringing this up really high, but you can see this. So I've glued it just onto the stem part there. And I think it'll stay, but I really think I just need to add some something around it just to make sure that it stays. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of this floral wire. I have cut off a little piece, and I was trying to make a wreath yesterday, and I was having a heck of a time trying to get the floral wreath to stay. Like, I don't know what my problem was, but every time I tried to use the floral wire, I don't know why I said floral wreath, every time I tried to use the floral wire, I just really struggled. So let's see if I can do this. I just want it on here a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot, and this may not work out the way I wanted it to. So now you just have to reposition the bow, make sure that it's the way you want it. I now have the leaves in front, which I actually like it like that. So now you're gonna have like these little bow ends on it. So let's just stick that back in and see what it looks like. Awesome. So it's not much of a contrast, and of course you could do a contrasting color, but you know what, I'm fine. I like it like it is. So again, that's up to you. I think it's super cute like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. So you know, I really appreciate you joining me on this, and I know you know, when I start off a craft, I like for you to join in with me in doing the craft. And I didn't really give you like a lot of what you needed in the beginning. I mean, I did, but I didn't ask you to join me. So if you didn't join me for this, I hope you rewind and you know, just do this craft along with me again. And if you do, I'd like to see what it looks like. Tell me your experience. I really like this. I just love the effect that it makes, and it really is kind of simple. And it's pretty cost effective. And so it's just, it would be a cute gift. It's just something cute to put on the mantle. I know there's a lot of neutral colors going on, but I love fall. Like, I love the colors of fall. I love when the leaves turn. So I just wanted to do something bright and cheery. And so I will take, again, I will take pictures of this and add this to the end of the video. If you like this, I hope that you give it a thumbs up. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you subscribe and hit the little notification bell. That way, whenever I do another video, you can join me in that process. So again, thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you watching and just being a part of the crafting experience. And this is just something to do to have fun. So thank you so much. Stay safe, and God bless.